Hi, my name is Yelena Kay from The Healing Light, and today I wanted to speak with you about a common subject what I hear from my clients, and I'm helping them up on an everyday basis, especially they struggle with this in the beginning. So I will very much of a simplified. I'm not going to talk like a neuroscientist or the quantum physics, but I will make it very simple for you that you understand it. If that's still difficult, if there are still questions, please send me a message, make a comment. I'm happy to talk to you 10-15 minutes to explain to you how we can do it and what to do and what to change before you actually even book a session or book a programs. So today I wanted to speak with you about the habitual stuff, what we're doing on an everyday basis, that we're actually portraying this to happen to us in the future. And I know some of you come to see me sometimes for the guidance and tuning into what do I feel, what do I see as being a healer, as being as a coach. They know that I have got the other gift is where I can feel it, I can tune in, I can remotely view things. So regardless of that, sometimes I get the clients where they said to me, I've seen the clairvoyant or the mediumship or someone like that, and they said to me, this year is going to be a tough year for me. And I go, okay, but with that piece of information, what you can do if somebody tells you that you're going to have a tough year, what can you do with that? Realistically, look at it up. Okay, realistically, what can I do about it? Second thing is, if somebody tells you it's going to be a tough year, are you going to just go, oh yeah, tick, okay, that's going to be a tough year. I will wake up on the 31st of December of, let's go say 2019, end of it, because, 2020 is going to be much better. So she told me it's going to be a tough year, so I better not wake up through the whole year and I'll just going to live like a bear. Are you going to do that? Are you going to say to yourself, you know what, even if I got that piece of information that it's going to be a tough year for me, I'm going to say like, no, I will going to do my things what I have to go and do today or this year. I'm not going to sleep like a bear. So, but the thing is, so that's another piece of information. Don't always just going to accept it because it is your life and you are in charge. You are in charge. What I say to people when we work on a vision board, and there are people out there who are saying, when you do the vision board, it's going to work. It's going to work if you actually put all the energy into it and all the work. So if you're going to be wishing for Maserati at a certain age and you don't have a job, how is it going to happen? And I'm really realistic there. Yes, you can put it out there, but it's not going to happen if you're just waiting for the parents to give you inheritance and you actually receive it. How old are your parents? Be realistic about it. Are you going to get it or not? So I wanted you actually put the vision boards for me when I work with them and when I actually put my desires for it, for my things to happen in the future, that actually, to me, they're like guidelines to keep me on the track. What do I want to achieve? And why do I want to achieve what it is that I want? So you need to actually have got understanding of it. Vision boards is to keep you on track. You still have to do the work. So when we think about ourselves, we're humans over 35. They are basically based on scars and habitual behavior. Habitual means that you're repeating a pattern, you're repeating a habit. That's pure psychology, pure neuroscience there. Anything under 35, we don't have all the scars developed. We don't have all the habits developed at all. So we have to get the habits, but sometimes we get bad habits. So the bad habits could be, I'm holding on to anger like it's gold. I'm holding on to resentment, the bitterness, which is lower vibration. And that doesn't mean in a good way. Lower vibration means in a bad way in this case. Is I'm holding on to this lower vibration emotion, guilt, resentment, all the negative stuff, anger. So I'm not going to forgive him. I'm going to remember for the rest of my life what he's done. If you don't want to be with that partner, you don't have to be with that partner. You have to actually let it go. So you have to, you forgive, you don't have to forget, but you have to forgive because you have to move forward. Because how are you going to move forward when you're holding on to this shackle around your neck constantly? And then emotions are basically, emotions are like little superchargers things in your nervous system. And they're inside of your body, and they're actually like a liquid poison going around from your brain to your body to all the body parts. And you know what I always say is this: disease is a label. So the body in that stressful environment, when we're in stress, and stress is when we don't have joy and joyful life and pride and all these positive outcomes, all these positive emotions, when we are living in a stressful, in absolutely survival mode, what do we develop then? Usually a disease, some kind of it. And sometimes even after years of going through the stressful stuff, we actually develop then a disease. Disease sometimes which will going to mean particular things. And I say this from a medical point of view, they mean one thing. But from the spiritual point of view, what do they represent? So if it's anything to do with lungs, are you refusing to breathe this life? Are you refusing to breathe the life, what it's giving you, because your lungs are not functioning? Why the lungs are not functioning? Because you're actually refusing. You just don't like it. You'll have to accept it. And what you don't like it, you can change it. You can do it. And don't expect someone else to do it. I'll be happy when this happens. I'll be happy when I have got $5 million. If I asked you if we had a magical wand and to be able to change that, would you really be happy? Or would you find another thing to be unhappy with it? Because generally we have got lots of these things, and once when we erase one thing, we actually catch on to another. We catch on to another thing to hold on to it. Why? Because it's our safety net. Because it's what we are conditioned, what we chose to believe into it. You know, if your parents tells you you're not smart and you know you're not capable of doing things, you're holding on to it. When they happen in the future, you go tick tick tick. Oh, that's why this happened, and that's why this didn't work out, because I am not good enough. You need to change all of these things. And how do we change it? It's a brain map setting. So we have got neocortexes, we have all these brain function centers in our brain. I'm not going to teach you those things. What I'm going to teach you is that you actually have to say to yourself how much you're prepared to change your life. And who is going to do it? Nobody else except you. You need to sit down and say, I had enough. I had enough of all of these things. I'm not going to hold on to the anchor what my mother done. And trust me, I do the inner work with people. I do inner child with people, but sometimes I say we have to just accept it and say, I had enough of this. This is not going to hold me like a shackles. What happened to me? Because you and we all had experiences which wasn't pleasant. I didn't choose to have got a war in my country and learn how to be a registered nurse during the time of the war. I didn't choose to see the helicopters. I didn't choose to see the men coming out of the concentration camps. I didn't choose to see lots of things what happened to me. That trauma, what I experienced and what it haunted me for years, the dreams, I would wake up screaming, all of those things what happen is I chose not to be the victim of it. I chose to use it to push me further. And I want you to accept that you actually have scars, but accept it, reflect on them, acknowledge them. We can't erase them, but we're going to use them to propel you to go into the future, to propel you. So if you're ready for this, please continue listening. Take on board. You'll make fails. You'll make mistakes. Some days we're going to be awesome and some days you're going to fail. But I want to say to you is, more you do it, more will happen this. A beautiful, enhanced, amazing life. Practice makes it perfect. Nobody didn't got, including myself, this straight away. But when I saw that I can achieve what I wanted, and some of you know my story, how I've started, what happened to me after divorce, and what happened in the beginning when my ex-husband and I started off the clinic from zero, everything else. And I'm doing this again, starting off the business, doing the work, everything again. And I'm like, yep, that's fine. Do you think that a few years ago I was not petrified of it, that it was really not scary? Yeah, of course it was. But I used that fear of saying to myself, you know what, this time, Yelena, you're by yourself and you're creating exactly what you want. And what happened in the past, learn from those mistakes and use them for the future. Okay, so there comes the past and the future. So this is your everyday life. You go to work, you go and put the kids to sleep, take them to school, all the stuff what we have to go and do on everyday basis. And some people do, they carry the past into the future. So what happened in the past, they actually rotate this into the future. And they go, I can't receive anything, I can't get anything. And most of the time is because of their scar, the wordiness, the self-acceptance, there's millions of those emotions which they come in. So I want to say to you, past is very familiar to you, where future is not. So why we portray these things, why we replicate the past into the future, we do it only for one reason, because it's very familiar to us. So our nervous system goes like, well, your mind and your body is going like, whoa, this is familiar. I'm going to go with this because I know what's going to happen, regardless of it, if it's positive or negative. And you stick to that. My opinion is to change the future, you need to do something new. If you're not happy what's in your past, if you're not happy with partners what you're attracting, they're not treating you well, they're not romantic, they're not working on themselves, they're not actually ready. So who is actually attracting them? They're not attracting you, you are attracting them. Why? Based on your past experience. It's a familiar thing, because then you can say to yourself is this, I got the same partner all the time. Oh, I'm not worthy. I'm this, I'm that. Like all the negative stuff. It comes in and your brain is going tick, 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 tick. And you're going, yep, that's it. That's it. That's why my life is, So if you want to change that, you need to change the map of your future. So you don't want to have certain things to happen to you, change them. So you think you're not worthy, well, start working on this worthiness. Yeah, I deserve to have a partner like that, but what are you putting out there too? You can't just sit there and say, oh, I want to have this kind of a partner, but you're actually not prepared to work on yourself. Change your future, change the way how your brain is thinking. You need to put these positive, happy hormones, as we say. So we need to change the pattern of it inside of you. So if you don't want to have the future what you have got now, and you're not happy with it, then work on it, how to get it. And if it's coming up, the emotion of guilt, worthiness, self-critic, where is it coming from? Why is it coming from? How to change the familiar picture. So my point is with this, the future has to be something new. Not something which you didn't experience. If it's something, that you wanted to change. If it's something all positive, then keep going with the positivity if that's what you want. But you want to have something new, some new adventure, some new emotions. And for all of you who have got negativity, work on this. Practice makes it perfect. Why do you think that I do my walks or I do my meditations? And the day when I say to myself, oh, I don't feel like doing this today, that's the day when you have to actually do it, because this is where you have to push yourself to do it. This is where you have to say, no, I want it because it's for me. I am worthy. And if I'm not worthy for myself, who else am I going to be worthy for? So that's the day when you have to say, no, I'm absolutely doing this. I'm committed. I am priority. How much are you prioritizing your past over your future? Where you're putting energy? What do I always say? That where your attention goes, that's where your energy goes. Where your focus is, your attention goes to. Think of those words today. And nobody's going to do this work for you. You have to do it. You have to actually sit down and do it for yourself. So love and light to everyone. I hope this helps a little bit of it today. If you have any questions, again, please email, message me. Reach out and say, Yelena, I'm absolutely needing help. I will absolutely create a special space for you where you can open up and we can dig through this and work it out and actually create amazing, positive future outcomes for you.